Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Epsom Downs here on Friday. It is June the 1st, 2018. Gonna look at all the races on Oaks Day from Epsom, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and remember to join me tomorrow for my Derby preview video here on YouTube, and join me next Saturday for my Belmont Stakes preview video here on YouTube. It's an excellent week of racing coming up. Excellent month of racing. June is, you have Royal Ascot coming up in a few weeks. You have the Belmont Stakes coming up here in America in a few weeks. Some great handicaps here in America. There's Stephen Foster coming up in 3 weeks, something like that, from Churchill. Great local preparation for the Classic, British Cup Classic coming up at the end of the year. It's just a great month of racing. So we have 7 races to look at. Let's get on to it. Starting off with the first race, 2 o'clock from Epsom. It's the Investec Woodcote EBF Stakes. It's a conditions race for Class 2 horses, going for a purse of $81,000. I use the American currency because it's a lot easier for me. So just keep that in mind. This race is for 2-year-olds, which are EBF eligible. Field of 8 horses going the 1,200-meter trip or 6 furlongs on the turf course. My top selection here, I like the 4-horse Mary's Diamond. I'm going to go 4-8-2 in the tricast, so the trifecta. Basically, that's my top 3. 4-8-2 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 4, Mary's Diamond. Sylvester De Sousa's on the Mark Johnston trained Tyrrell Colt by Footsteps in the Sand. Horse's most recent outing came 2 weeks ago now, the 19th of May. I came at Newbury, 6 furlongs in a Class 2 conditions race. This horse finished third by 2 3/4 lengths. Just kind of weakened out of it the final few strides of the race. Really couldn't keep up with them. I think with a little bit of a wetter ground, this horse should run a little bit better of a race. Before that at Leicester, April 28th, heavy ground, a sludge basically. 5 furlongs on a Class 5 novice. Horse won by 1 1/4 lengths, and this horse just quickened up nicely. Had a very nice, easy victory there on wet grounds. I think, again, with the wet ground, it's not going to be as wet as it was at Leicester a few weeks ago, but with the soft ground, this horse should really run well, and I think you could put a mark through that last run. Watch out from here to run an improvement of a race. So to recap my bets for the first from Epsom, the 2 o'clock, it's the Woodcote Stakes. Gonna go with the 4-horse Mary's Diamonds. Gonna go 4-8-2 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 2, the 235 from Epsom. The 235, it's the Investec Click and Invest Mile Handicap. Class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $67,500. Races for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 86 to 105. Field of 9 horses going the 1,700-meter trip or 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf course. Top selection here, I like number 4-horse Donica. I'm gonna go 4-7-2 in the tricast of the trifecta. 4-7-2 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 4, Donica. 3-1, 7-year-old gelding by Captain Marvelous. Andrea Tazzini is on this Robert Edery train. 7-year-old gelding by Captain Marvelous. Horse's most recent outing came a month ago now, the 5th of May at Goodwood, yielding ground 7 furlongs in a Class 2 handicap for 4-year-olds plus. This horse finished third by 2.5 lengths that day. Quickened up a little bit, but it wasn't enough to win. It was an improvement though off the race before, which came at Newmarket during the Craven meeting. 17th of April, 7 furlongs in a Class 2 handicap. Horse finished 4th by 6 lengths and never was really there. The few horses in front of him just ran a little bit better. This horse, probably needed the race, and then you could throw the race out before it. Doncaster, 1 mile in a Class 2 handicap. Horse finished 11th by 21 lengths. We're still waiting for the horse to finish the race that day. Just never really got there. But I think here, coming back here to Epsom, I think this horse ran a lot better. His last one was very promising. It was his best race in quite a while, so I think he's on the up and up. He has proven in the past that he can run really big races, but it's been a while. But like I said, he's due for a very good run here today, and I think he could get it at 3-1. Watch out for this horse. So to recap my bets for today's second race, 235 from Epsom, it's the Investec Click and Invest Mile Handicap. Gonna go with the 4-horse Donica. Gonna go 4-7-2 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to the 310, the third race from Epsom. Race 3, the 310 from Epsom. It is the Group 1 Investec Coronation Cup. It's a Group 1 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $567,000. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 6 horses going the 2,400-meter trip or 1 mile and 1/2 on the turf course. My top selection here, I like the number 1 horse Cracksman. I really think he should run a big one. I'm gonna go 126 in the tricast of the trifecta. 126 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 1 Cracksman. It's 1 to 3. Frankie Dettori's on the Sean Gosden trained 4-year-old colt by Frankel. The only way to make money with this race is gonna be playing the tricast. Just remember that. This horse's most recent run came in France at Longchamp, 29th of April, mile quarter in the Group 1 Prix Guinée. This horse won by 4 lengths that day. He quickened up nicely. It was a good victory for this horse off the break. But just looking over the race, he definitely did need the race. He wasn't 100% fresh, but he was a good race. Don't get me wrong, but I think second off the break here, he should run well. Before that, on the 20, before that 21st I can't speak. 21st of October at Ascot, a mile and a quarter in the Group 1 Champion Stakes. His horse put on a very nice show that day. This horse won by 7 lengths, quickened up nicely, and had a very nice, easy victory that day. And then before that, in the Group 2 Prix Neil at Chantilly, a mile and a half, September the 10th, horse won by 3.5 lengths, quickened up nicely, a very nice, easy victory there. And then the Great Voltaire Stakes at the Ebor at York, mile and a half, August 23rd, horse won by 6 lengths. Again, put on a very nice show there. Could have won by more, but Frankie Dettori rode this horse just, hit the brakes at the end, the final 16th of a mile. But, the ground you're going to see that day at York is going to be somewhat similar to the ground you're going to see today. And, this horse should really handle the going. One of the horse's losses last year came in two of the horse's losses last year came in 2 derbies. The Irish Derby, where this horse finished second by a neck behind Capri, where this horse just missed at the end. And then last year in the English Derby here, he finished third by a length. He just couldn't get that good closing kick. Wings of Eagle and Cliffs of Moher just ran a little bit of a better race. Wings of Eagle had a great turn of foot at the end, but like I said, this horse just couldn't get him. But I like this horse back second off the break here today. Frankie Dettori up. Watch out for this horse. So to recap my bets for the third, the 310 from Epsom. It's the Group 1 Coronation Cup. Gonna go with the 1 horse Cracksman. Gonna go 126 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 4. The 345. The 345 from Epsom, it's the Investec Wealth and Investment Handicap, Class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $81,000. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 11 horses going the distance of ground of 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the turf course. My top selection here, I like number 8 horse, Maratha. I'm going to go 851 in the tricast of the trifecta. 851 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 8, Maratha. 12-1. Harry Bentley's on this one for Stuart Williams, who trains his 4-year-old gelding by Cape Cross. Horse's most recent outing came about 10 weeks ago now, or excuse me, something like that. 10 weeks ago now, the 12th of April, probably a little shorter, at Chelmsford, a mile and a quarter Class 2 handicap. This horse finished third by 2.5 lengths that day. Wide post, I think this cost this horse a little bit of a better position. Don't think he would have won, but I think he most definitely got second. He just couldn't get them at the end from that wide post. Before that, a week earlier, Chelmsford, a mile and a quarter Class 3 handicap. Horse finished second by a length. Just missed at the end. The winner ran a little bit better, but this horse ran a decent effort. And then at Wolverhampton, a mile 3/16, 1900 meters Class 4 handicap. Before that, horse won by 1.5 lengths. In that lower class, this horse just quickened up nicely and had a very nice, easy victory. And then again, before that, Chelmsford, Class 4 handicap. Horse finished second by 2 lengths. A little bit of a wide poster cost this horse the victory that day. Looking over his running lines, he doesn't really run well at Chelmsford, but everywhere else he runs well. I think coming here to turf for the first time in quite a while, he should run a very good race. And I think at 12-1 in this very wide open handicap, he can run he's a very nice horse, so watch it out. So to recap my bets for today's 4th race from Epsom, the 345, gonna go with the 8 horse Maratha. I'm gonna go 851 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 5, the Oaks. The 4:30, the 5th race from Epsom. It's the feature race of the afternoon. It's the Group 1 Investec Oaks. It's a Group 1 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $675,000. That's in the American currency, so don't get confused. This race is for 3-year-old fillies here. Field of 9 horses going the distance of ground of 2,400 meters or 1 mile and 1/2 on the turf course. My top selection here, I like the number 4 horse, Forever Together. I'm going to go 495 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 495 TriCast trifecta. Top selection here, the 4 horse, Forever Together. Donick O'Brien is on this Aiden O'Brien train 3 affiliated by Galileo. Source's most recent outing came on 9th of May at Chester, mile 3/8, 2,200 meters in listed stakes. Source finished second by 3.5 lengths that day. The other Aiden O'Brien runner, Magic Wand, that day just ran a little bit better of a race from the front end. This horse is a little bit of a deep closer, and he just really couldn't get into it. Donick O'Brien rode him a good race to get second, but I think on this race course, which does favor a little bit more closing types, along with the front runners also. But it's more closers win here at Epsom than at Chester, and I think this horse has a lot better chance here today. Also, that Chester race was his first race off a layoff. His race before came on the 22nd of October. That came in Ireland at Leopardstown. Soft ground, 1 mile, 1,600 meters in a 2-year-old filly maiden race. Horse finished third by 7.5 lengths that day. Just couldn't get the horse in front of him. Just ran a little bit better, but it wasn't the worst run, but it wasn't the best run either. And then at Nace, 4th of October, 1 mile, 600 meters, Class 2 maidens fillies race. Horse finished fourth by 6.5 lengths. Horse would have really benefited with an extra quarter of a mile to an extra half mile. That day quickened up a little bit, but it wasn't enough to win. I think today, finally getting the 2,400 meter, the mile and a half trip, which his horse has been dying out for. I really like this horse's chances a lot. Watch out for this horse here today. I'm trying to think. This horse is still a maiden. Has there ever been a horse that's won this race who was a maiden? Can't think of it off the top of my head. It probably was, but probably quite a few years ago. But watch out for this Forever Together. Another horse I like here is a 9 horse Wide Illusion. 5-2 is not a good price on this horse. That's the only down thing about this horse. The price 5-2. William Buick gets the leg up for Charlie Appleby. This trio Philip Eddie Bowie. This horse's most recent outing came a month ago now at Newmarket. 1 mile and 1,000 guineas. Horse finished fourth by 2 3/4 lengths. Just needed that extra kick at the end. Didn't get it. Needed the race. Second off the layoff, getting the mile and a half. This horse really excel also. Before that, ran the Prix Marcel Boussac at Chantilly Arc Weekend. 1 mile on yielding ground, October the 1st. Horse won by 1.5 lengths at a 25-1. This horse upsetted to a very nice victory there. And then the local prep race for that race is Chantilly. 1 mile, September the 3rd, in the Prix Anil Stakes. Horse finished third by length. Quickened up a little bit, but it was an okay run, but it wasn't the worst run, but it wasn't the best run. It was an okay race. And then before that, broke the main at Yarmouth very easily by 2.5 lengths. I think this horse here today could run a very big race, but like I said, a 5-2, you're going to have to find a little better value here. And I think Forever Together could give you that value. So to recap my bets now for today's 5th race from Epsom, the 4:30, it's the Group 1 Investec Oaks. Gonna go with the 4 horse Forever Together as a top selection. I'll also use the 9 horse as a small each way wager on the 9 horse Wild Illusion. I'll go 495 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 495 TriCast trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 6. The 5:15, the 6th race from Epsom, it's the Investec Surrey Stakes. It's listed stakes for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $67,500. This race is for 3-year-olds only. Field of 6 horses, going the 1,400 meter trip or 7 furlongs on the turf course. Top selection here, I like the number 3 horse, King's Shield. I'm going to go 352 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 352 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 3, King's Shield. He's 4-5, but I really think he should run a big one. Ocean Murphy's on this one for John Gosden. 3 Colt by Scat Dati. Horse's most recent outing came in France at Longchamp. 1 mile, 1,600 meters in the Group 1 Poulet d'Essai des Poulains, basically the French 2,000 guineas. This horse finished 6th by 3 lengths that day, and he ran well. It wasn't a bad race, but it wasn't a great race either. It was an average kind of non-winning kind of race. He got around the course well, but I think coming back here to England on this layout, he's running a little bit better because this race is not nearly as tough as the French 2,000 guineas. Before that, he ran on the 27th of April at Sandown, yielding ground 1,600 meters, 1 mile in Class 2 handicap. He finished third by 5 lengths that day, and he just couldn't get a good closing kick at the end. It just wasn't his day to win from that wide post draw. And then before that, 7th of April, Kempton, 1 mile, 1600 meters in a Class 2 conditions race. Horse won by 1.5 lengths. He quickened up nicely and had a very nice, easy victory there off a layoff. And then first ever outing last November at Newcastle, 7 furlongs, Class 5 novice. Horse won by 1/4 lengths. Quickened up nicely, very easy victory. You know, the last one, he has a major excuse. He ran well, but he has the excuse of being tough horses. And the start before at Sandown, he had a wide trip, and I think that cost him the victory. Here is a good post draw from the 6th barrier. I think he should run well with the step down class, so watch out. So to recap my bets for today's 6th race, the 5:15 from Epsom, it's the listed Surrey Stakes. Gonna go with the 3-horse King Shield. Gonna go 3-5-2 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 7, the 5:50. The 5:50, it's the Investec Zebra Handicap, Class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $67,500. This race is for 3-year-olds and upwards, rated 81 to 100. Field of 14 horses going the 1,400-meter trip, or 7 furlongs on the turf course. My top selection here, I like number 7 horse Rip Orf, not off, Orf, ORF. I'm gonna go 7, 11, 14 in the tricast of the trifecta. 7, 11, 14 tricast trifecta. Top selection here, the 7 horse Rip Orf. Haley Turner's on this 4-year-old gelding by Rip Van Winkle. This horse's most recent outing came the 19th of May, 2 weeks ago now at Newbury. 1,600 meters, 1 mile in a Class 2 handicap. This horse finished second by 1.5 lengths that day. Ran very well that day, just missed at the end, but it wasn't a bad outing there on a very firm ground. You know, this is the kind of horse that can run on soft ground and on dry, firm ground. So it's a very versatile horse, which I like a lot. Before that, this horse ran a week earlier, the 12th of May at Ascot. Again, very dry, firm ground. 7 furlongs in a Class 2 handicap. Horse won by a neck at 20 to 1 that day. Personally, I say the next start at Newbury was more impressive with that second place finish, but this horse won that day, quickened up nicely. It was an okay victory. It wasn't the best victories, but she got the victory there. And then before that at Yarmouth, the 1st of May, very soft ground, 7 furlongs Class 3 handicap. Horse finished second by length that day. As the favorite, just couldn't get the horse in front of him, but he ran okay there. And then before that, Kempton, 1 mile Class 5 novice. Horse finished second by length, a little bit wide. If he saved some ground, I think he could have got the victory that day. I like this horse a lot here today. Good post draw. Watch out for this horse to run a big one. So to recap my bets for the 5:50 7th race from Epsom here on Oaks Day, it's the Investec Zebra handicap. Gonna go with the 7 horse Rip Orf. Gonna go 7, 11, 14 in the tricast of the trifecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me for my Derby preview video. Good luck, everybody, and join me next week for the Belmont Stakes.